Panthers opened the season without David Carr, and they opened it with a win for the first time since 2003. Now they get to see David Carr. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz and NFL.com's Pat Kirwan with you, breaking down every single NFL game every single week. It's Houston going to Carolina. Now, Pat, unless Jake Delhomme gets hurt, Houston won't actually see David Carr play. But whether it's Delhomme or Carr or anybody else, they'll see a different defense in this Texans defense. What were you impressed with about Houston?
My impressions of the Texan defense started last year in the last two games. If you look at those two games and this opening game and its three-game series, that's a three-game winning streak. That's the best they've ever done. And in those three games now, they've given up just 11 points a game. The young players are starting to come together. They're starting to get the idea. We saw Mario have a big day with his 2 sacks and his touchdown, but it's more than that. It's putting Amobi Okoye inside, getting a disruptive player inside. The front four start look pretty good.
Yeah, they had great pressure on Damon Huard, but Kansas City didn't really have a go-to receiver. Eddie Kennison got hurt with a hamstring injury. Carolina does. That's Steve Smith. But so, too, does Houston with Andre Johnson. Which one has a bigger game?
Steve Smith, they've made a commitment of get Steve the ball in a lot of different ways. Some of the players claim there's 20 more ways we can get him the ball. I don't know if that's true, but I do know this. When I was there this summer at camp and watching how they're using him, I expect him to be in the backfield occasionally. There are times that they could go out with 4 wide receivers, spread everybody out, have Steve in the backfield, run a middle screen. So look for Steve to get the ball even more. So I would think in this game, Steve's going to have a bigger impact than Andre.
You talked about putting him in the backfield and running the football. Do you expect Carolina to come out and try to pound it at Houston?
Yeah, well, they got great rewards from running their two-headed monster in the backfield between D'Angelo Williams and Deshaun Foster. They're expecting 125, 130 yards. They have an excellent offensive line. They have 2 tackles that don't need help in the pass protection, and they can get some push, especially on the right side.
All right, folks, we're doing a new feature here on the previews. It's called the AccuScore Prediction. It puts every element from the players on the field to the weather, puts it into a computer. It runs 10,000 tests, and it gives percentages as far as chances for things to happen. And AccuScore predicts in this game that there is a 70% chance that Carolina will win this game. So 70% of the 10,000 tests came out with Carolina on top. Pat, add the human element.
The human element to me is that Carolina's at home. They feel really good about themselves. They've been under the radar all summer. Not a lot of boasting. Last year was the year everyone said they're going to go somewhere, and they didn't. They were frustrated by that. And they're going to play a very good game. They got a terrific defense. And that guy named Julius Peppers, he is not surrendering the pass rush title to Mario Williams.
No, not yet. He's let the young guy take it off for a little bit.
See if you can find that in a computer.
All right, folks, the Texans and Panthers kick it off. It's on the field. It's not in the computer. It's 1 p.m. Eastern on CBS. More on this game or any other in Week 2. Keep it right here to CBSSports.com. That is your computer. For NFL.com's Pat Kirwan, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.